So over this past summer, I was looking back on many of the early episodes of MLP and remembering just what drew me into the show in the first place. Before I started making YouTube videos of my own, I was enjoying the many aspects of MLP which made it stand out from any other media I'd ever come across before. And one story in particular which really left an impression was the Super Speedy Cider Squeezy 6000. Aside from the title being really a mouthful, I thoroughly enjoyed the introduction of the Flim Flam brothers and their very catchy song. It was quite obvious that these characters took a lot of inspiration from Professor Harold Hill of The Music Man, which was all the more entertaining for me since I'd already taken part in 2 productions of the stage musical in past decades, one of which I sang the bass in the barbershop quartet. So even today, I can't help but smile whenever I'm reminded of this particular episode. At the same time, I can't help but notice a few flaws with the story, more specifically the ending. From early on, it's made quite clear that there's a big problem with how many ponies want to have their own cup of cider, and there's just never enough to go around. The Flim Flam brothers arrive with a very effective solution to that very problem, and even Granny Smith's expression shows that their cider is just as good, if not better, than the Apple family's recipe. The only real argument against having the Flim Flam brothers around is that the Apples would lose their farm with this new competition. I have to question why the Apples would lose everything with only a single season of less than ideal cider sales, but let's put that aside. In the end, the Flim Flam brothers decide to put quantity over quality in order to win the rights to sell in Ponyville, which causes the town to reject their product, and Applejack ends the episode with, "I didn't learn anything." On the one hand, this is quite an unexpected and perhaps even humorous way to end the story, given that every episode prior had always had a moral for the characters to learn. On the other hand, Applejack really could have learned something worthwhile here. She was determined to keep doing things her way, even though there was a constant shortage of cider for everyone to drink. She only changed her mind in the middle of the competition when it became very clear she was about to lose everything. Her friends managed to vastly increase the speed of their production and only fall short because Flim and Flam decide to shut off their quality control. If Applejack really didn't learn anything here and is still going to keep doing things the way she always had, then wouldn't the same problem keep coming up again with every new cider season? Wouldn't the town just keep complaining about the shortage? All in all, why didn't Applejack talk about how keeping things traditional had almost made her family lose everything? Flim and Flam really had presented an effective solution to the shortage problem, and really their only issue came from the fact that they cared more about making money than they did about making a product ponies wanted. We could have had a lesson about finding a balance between holding on to traditional values while also being open to new methods of satisfying a growing customer demand. It would have made for a nice teaching moment, and, in my opinion, a better episode overall. I really like a lot of the ideas the writers came up with for this story, but at the same time, I believe there's always room for improvement. But what do you think? Given the conflict between tradition versus demand, do you think there might have been a better way to portray the solution? Are there any other episodes that come to mind which might benefit from a bit of a rewrite? I would like to hear your thoughts on episodes long past. And here's hoping I can somehow get that song out of my head. I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you. Oh, who am I kidding? One more time. Traveling sales